Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast, home of people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, Austin Creed. I want to welcome you to the show this morning. My friends, the more hard work I do, the more I get into the social media game, the more I deal with the sometimes unfortunate realities of life. I've come to a realization that those before me have, and they talk about it all the time on the internet, but you don't fully grasp or appreciate it till you realize that you have to grind. You gotta grind. If you're not out here trying to work, if you're not out here trying to better yourself and become the best version of yourself that you can, there's someone else who will, and they'll take your spot. If you are not a competitive person, I do not understand how you function in today's world. I gotta tell you the truth. I don't know how you do it. Because at the end of the day, all you're doing is kind of just floating around, taking what other people give you, which is scraps. Would you eat scraps off somebody's table if they handed it to you? Well, I don't know. I surely hope not. But some of you guys out here who are not willing to grind. I was talking to my cousin. He's a great guy. About a year ago, he was telling me how there was nothing he wanted to do. He was just kind of along for the ride. He was just drifting a little bit. But now he's hungry. Now he's out here grinding with me. Now he's out here saying, hey, I'm hungry. There's a lot to be got out here, and I want my share. Now, I respect that. I'll tell you that. I respect it. But it made me realize that everybody comes to this realization. Everybody comes to this, hey, I have to get out here and I have to be hungry. Because if I'm not hungry, someone else is going to eat me for lunch. Someone else is going to take what I want. If you don't even know what you want, I don't even know what you're doing. You have to decide what it is you want out of life. Do you want to go to college? Do you not want to go to college? Do you want to go in trade school? Do you not want to go into trade school? Because let me tell you something. If you want to go to trade school, there's a lot of competition coming down the pipe for you. All the immigrants coming in the country, oh yeah, they're going to go up and swoop up those blue-collar jobs real quick. And if you think I'm lying, just wait. You'll realize that old Austin was right. But you know what, my friends, I got to tell you the truth. And the truth is very disappointing most of the time. And if you want to be out here and you want to become the best, you have to be willing to make sacrifices. Because there are people out here who will make the sacrifice, like me. And if you're not willing to make that sacrifice, you're going to get left behind. In the world of today, especially for the young guys, there's so many distractions. For us young guys out here, there are so many different distractions. It's really disgusting. You got OF, you got Instagram, you got all the popular social media outlets, even Twitch, for God's sakes, is coming out here and saying, oh yeah, we're going to allow, quote, artistical nudity. Oh, really? So that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that the demographics of Twitch is like 60% guys in the ages of 13 to 25. That has nothing to do with it at all. You see, Twitch is a prime example of, if you love video games, if you like playing video games, why are you not streaming? Well, because you think people won't like it? You think, oh, well, Austin, I'm not that good, bro, so, why would it even matter if I started streaming, bro? What? It doesn't matter. Well, you're wrong. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Of course it matters. Because guess what? The marketplace is becoming only more saturated every day. It's becoming less about being good at the game and being good as a entertainer. And of course, being good at the game helps. Don't get me wrong. But just look at what happened to Twitch. Twitch went from being a bastion of gaming and having a good time with the bros to the hoes coming in there ruining it. The hoes coming in there and playing, games, the hot tubbing, and live streaming a hot tub with their push-up bra and plastic surgery. and they want to come out here and ruin it for us. Gentlemen, but at the end of the day, you can't complain. Because just as there's a producer, there's a consumer. And that's when it comes down to having discipline. And you gotta grind. You know what I've been doing recently? And I don't say this to brag to you. I say this because I want people to truly decide whether they want to level up or they want to stay the same. If you want to stay the same, well, keep doing what you're doing, because clearly you're not going anymore, most likely. But if you want to level up, you got to sacrifice the things holding you back. One of the things that holds me back is my sexual drive. It's one of the things that held me back for a long time. Because I spent a lot of time trolling for booty and be out here trying to find a girlfriend. I'm out here trying to do this and do that. It only distracted me. And I decided recently that not only was I not going to watch prawn, I wasn't going to go out there and consume explicit content. What I was going to do is every time I felt the desire to do that, I was going to do 15 push-ups. Every time. And I've been getting close to 100 push-ups in almost a day. And of course it makes me feel sore. Of course it's hard to wake up in the morning when I work out and do 100 push-ups and I get tired. Of course I do. But at the end of the day, it's better. Because it helps retrain myself. It helps me turn that energy that would have caused me to slide backwards instead to be better. Now I get to help make my physique better. I get to transmute that energy, not just try to snuff it out. Because you can't. In plain English, you can't snuff out your primal energy. You can't snuff out your desire to be a human male. You can't do it. You know, I wish I could tell you that I have the secret pill that you could take or the secret antidote to all your problems, but it's just not true. At the end of the day, you have to decide what it is you want from your life. I mean, even right now, as I'm recording this show, I'm walking. Why? Because I love walking. Something I love to do. I'm just walking around the neighborhood, figuring that, you know what, I'd kill two birds with one stone. I'd share something that's been on my mind, that I'm passionate about, while getting in some extra exercise, because I love walking. You know, if you like to run, God bless you, but I don't think that running is as beneficial in the long term as walking. I mean, if you look at all the people, famous politicians, famous philosophers, famous successful people who walk all the time, the list is rather extensive, quite frankly. So at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for you, though. But you have to be willing to sacrifice to get there. Because if you're not willing to sacrifice, let me tell you, there's someone out there who will. And I'm one of them. And if you're not willing to put in the hard work, well, then you're going to get mediocre results and you can't get mad. If you get mad about getting mediocre results, then do something about it. Don't complain. Don't cry. And don't be like, boo-hoo-hoo, my life sucks. It's not fair. Guess what? When you sow the seeds, you reap the appropriate harvest. And if your harvest sucks, well, then your seeds were sucking too. Just in case you weren't sure that I was actually walking, you could probably hear the car that just went by me. I don't lie. I'm not out here lying. Like, my hands are freezing right now, but guess what? I'm still doing this show. Why? Because I love doing it. Well, my friends, you know, I'm not just someone that hangs out at the house and does nothing all day, or just sits behind a computer. I go out and I talk to people. I talk to people I know. I talk to people that I haven't yet to meet, that I meet out in the middle of nowhere, doing my normal day thing. But let me tell you, if you really want to grind, you might be saying, well, where do I start, Austin? Well, let me tell you. Here's what you should start with. Number one, you need to decide who you want to become. Because it's not enough just to decide what you don't want. You need to decide what it is you do want. That's step one. Step two, you need to develop a new philosophy to go along with this new decision that you've made for your life. Because if you decide to use the blueprints you've been using on this new building you're trying to build, it ain't gonna work. That's dumb. You can't do that. That's only gonna make you look ridiculous. Next thing you gotta do, step 3, is you have to start reading books or listening to books. If you don't read, if you don't listen to audiobooks, you're leaving a lot of potential knowledge on the table. Now, whether it's you read my book, Biblical Bachelor, and you want to adopt that lifestyle, go right ahead if you want. But there are other ones as well. You have The Free Agent Lifestyle by Coach Greg Adams. He's a great content creator in this space. You can also look at stuff from Gary Vaynerchuk, Crush It. Fantastic book. I'm going through it right now. He talks about how you can make money doing anything online. Very smart. If you want to get in the content creation game, that's where you should go. But what it comes down to is you have to decide what you want to do. Because once you've made that choice, you can then decide to do something about it. But if you're just going to stand around complaining, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. You're going to get mad, you're going to get depressed, and you're going to be vengeful. Do not be someone who complains about everything and does nothing. That's called drifting. That's what Napoleon Hill calls being a drifter. Another book you should pick up, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I listen to that almost every day. Why? Because it's a great reminder of how you are your own worst enemy. How it's not the little guy with red horns and a pitchfork who comes at you, but the most beautiful things that you might think are good for you are going to come out here and ruin your whole life. My friends, I want you to become better. I see people driving to work right now. I'm standing on a street corner. I see people driving to work right now. And what's shocking to me is a lot of them don't realize that they could be doing their work and filming it for an audience, and their audience could love it, and they could double dip the system, but they won't do it. Because they don't want to, they don't know how. I encourage you to get out there and grind. Do something. Don't just complain. Don't just be sad. Don't just sit around there complaining about how everybody else is getting everything that you want. Because guess what? You can do that your whole life and go nowhere. Or you can decide to pull up your bootstraps and say, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to make a difference. The choice is yours. There's plenty of room out here for more of you to come out here and grind, work hard, and do something very beneficial. Do something that will change your life forever. But my friends, if you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to sacrifice, you're not willing to grind, you're not going to go anywhere. And I don't want to see that. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you become the best version of yourself. But I can't do it for you. As much as I wish I could, I can't. You got to step out here. You got to decide, I'm not going to sit in my substandard existence anymore. I'm not going to sit here and complain anymore. I'm going to take action. I'm going to make myself the best I can be. And you're the only one that can do that. My friends, I hope I encouraged you this morning. I hope you got the good dose of medicine I'm trying to give you this morning. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person that can really decide to better your life or to stay the same. Because you complain, you stay the same. If you try to cultivate change, you'll chart a new course for your life. My friends, God bless you. God bless your families. God bless America. Have a great rest of your day. Let's win. Don't be a loser. Don't complain. Be a winner and start succeeding. And I look forward to seeing you out here taking life by the horns. All right, I'm out. Have a great day. Peace.